welcome to Minecraft. We're doing things a little different today. We are not on the typical world. This is going to be a kind of in-between episode because I'm gonna be honest. I want to build um a little freer. I want to be able to get things done a little faster than just building in survival straight out, like customizing the builds and doing them all in survival. As fun as that sounds, I think I can make things look better and increase the scale a bit by using the schematic cannon. So I am in a second world that is going to be in creative for the most part. In fact, I should set some game rules so that like things like that stop changing, and also like turn on like cheat mode and JEI and everything, so I can just grab items from here when need be. Uh, but as you can see clearly, I did a little bit of fucking around on this world. I did a little bit of learning. But I'm not too sure what I want to make first. I think what I'm going to do for this first episode of this kind of in between episode, you guys are still going to get the full episode, later. And this is just a little pause so that maybe we can get some, I don't know, creative flow. I feel like I want to make things. So I made a little command block to get myself command blocks and place these out so I can just grab those little fuckers. Um and yeah, I think that should be good for the yappings. um I'm still sick, so please forgive the gross noises I may be making over the course of this episode. Um, but what I wanted to make today was something regarding villages and houses. This is more a vanilla kind of build because, of course, it is involving villagers and, where they live and things of that nature. But I want to make basically I want to make like houses for each of the villagers, uh kind of like how in what's it called, in like a normal village you kind of have like, oh, this is a farmer's house, or where a normal like I guess farmer villager would live, and then, oh, here's the farm that he naturally makes on repeat. Basically it's kind of what I practiced over here. Was I these this was basically a file I made of a big garden essentially, and I printed it over here next to it to see, you know, how it worked, how all that worked. Clearly, you can see one of the biggest failures I had was not letting the whole thing dry, or not dry, get moist and like become fertile farmland. Like this is just dry farmland. This is like fertilized or hydrated farmland. I didn't wait for that. I just put it on. And when it did that, I guess some of them just didn't make it in time. None of them got hydrated in time, so some of them just broke. But okay. That's what happens because it can't place water. I found out that's what the main thing was that it couldn't place water. So by the time I came over here, I realized, oh, this needs water, and some of them had already flipped to dirt. So once you place the water, then it stops them from actually turning, and then eventually they turn into the hydrated soil. But I wanted to start with a villager house. And it's not going to be too extravagant, but the goal for this is it's going to be paired with a garden, and the people that live in this house are going to have access to their garden and everything like that. And they're also going to be able to leave the house and go to, do what is it, other things with the other villagers, like supply them food. I like making I call them, I think the online world, I don't say I call them, but the online world I believe calls them ethical villages. I like it when the villagers have the freedom to go out and do what they want, because I love the idea of just looking for a villager, looking for like, oh, where's this guy in particular? Where is, I need to find them. It adds a sense of aliveness and moving to the world that I've always really appreciated. So I try to stick to them as best they possibly can. And that's going to be, I guess, the goal for this. We're working with spruce pallets. We don't have oak, I don't think I could get it if I needed it. It's not like it's that hard to get. But I want to make it out of spruce. I just like really, really, really like spruce. I'm very easy to please in that regard, but it's not too shocking. Now, though, I need to find a little thing, a little doodad. I need a stone block, like a base, for me to build this house on. I do have to pick between one of the stones, I'm afraid. I could just do a default stone brick because it is just a village. I'm not going ham. Is mud difficult to get? I don't know the mud process. I should learn it. Wheat. Really? Oh, wait, 2 mud and some straw. Well, I don't know how to get straw, so that doesn't help me very much. So it looks like we're going to stick with this recipe. Mud and wheat. I get that fucking sucks eggs. That is not gas. That is not what we want. Huh. Okay, so I guess not mud then is what I'm learning. Secondary block. Other colors. Youch. My back's killing me. I did a pull-up. I shouldn't have done a pull-up. It was very silly of me, doing a pull-up while I'm sick. Now it hurts when I cough. That's why we don't do exactly that, though. Hopefully you guys can learn from my mistake. When you're sick, actually just chill the fuck out. Don't go adventuring. I think we're going to do stone bricks because I think that they're just the easiest to get. Maybe there's a cool chiseled variant. Like, I don't know. I do like these limestones a lot. I think that would be cool, but I don't know where to get them. Maybe they're craftable. Because I will actually do limestone if it's obtainable in like a normal way. Stone cutting. Well, no, I imagine that, yeah. So it is just spawning from the ground. Okay. A little disappointing, but that's okay. So yeah, I guess we're gonna settle on that. And we'll figure out everything. I heard today about the new update that they're doing with small mobs. And I saw somebody made a thing about how you can feed that new dandelion to the baby bees to make them smaller in your farms. And I really fucking like that. I one of my biggest gripes about bees, at least visually, and being used in gardens and farms, and that's going to be one of the other things, is I am going to have functional bees in this build. I like the Minecraft bee. I think it's cool. So I want to get them in here, in their greenhouse somehow. I think that's what we're gonna do as well, as a greenhouse, to make it kind of a cool, unique little build. But it's gonna be like an actual greenhouse though, like where it's made out of like the reinforced fucking plexiglass. But I think there's also a glass that, oh, it's not in this one. There was a glass in one of these. I don't remember which one it was, but it was like a special greenhouse glass that you could use. And okay, that's kind of cool. It was a cool kind of glass that, like, I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was a greenhouse glass, and basically when you surrounded up like a space with it and then connected it with all the greenhouse glass, the inside added like an actual greenhouse effect, and it increased like the growth rate of everything, because I guess like the temperature of the room would actually drop, making it so that the plants would like grow faster, because it had like more in-depth gardening for some mysterious reason. But I'm gonna lay out some of our pallet blocks because I'm gonna want to grab them. I am just placing shit around, I guess. Uh, there's that. Maybe, I will add in some oak, I think, but I am gonna want access to these mostly, I think. So I'll go like that so I can reach them. Get rid of them for now. Achoo. Okay. So one of the first things that I think of is, am I putting this place on like in the ground, kind of set into the dirt, like how I normally, like this right here. I call this like +1 building, where basically it's on the level of where your feet are, so it is like a block up. You have to use stairs or something to get up here, or 0 building, because it's right at your feet or right underneath your feet. So basically, like, oh, here's your door, and here's a floor. Obviously, the floor goes within the ground. But I think the way I'm gonna do this, because we're using the schematic cannon, is +1. Um, but I think I'm gonna use that as an excuse to make things a little more uh open. I think I'm gonna try and get like mainly like a porch kind of viewing space sort of thing, and it's gonna have stairs to get up and inside um without without looking too funky. But I need to have the ground have it does need a block to sit on if I'm doing +1, and it needs to be, it needs to kind of make sense, because I guess I'm a little confused. I don't know. Huh. Trying to think of like how I'm doing this. I really don't want to like screw it up. Okay. Thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark out the actual building first. It's gonna be a longer building, but it's gonna be a little skinny. Um, I think like that. Okay. No, I want it longer. I do. I want it to be like I want this building to fit like 4 people minimum, because it's for farming. So I guess it's gonna have like a half and half kind of thing going on, almost duplex-ish. Um, Maybe split them into 4s for separate units or something. I think I'm gonna make this 5. Yeah, 5 blocks wide. How long is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I always want to make it odd numbers. Always like the odd numbers better. I have to cough. Oh my god. I hope that worked. I don't know if that's working right now. I'm gonna be honest. My little mute button, and I'm scared to touch it, because earlier I touched it while filming Skyrim, and I think you can tell in the last episode, like a lot of shit just like breaks like bad, and I didn't know what to do. So I think this is the way I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna take it up a block in the back over here. The building is going to be raised like that. I think the door is gonna be. I do think it is gonna be in the middle. And I'm gonna do one of these kind of little. I want to have a little step, a little step, a little steppy. We'll get these out. Do I want it like that? No, I don't. I am gonna do. No, again, not that. I feel like having them, recessed kind of looks shiza. You know what? What if I go like that? Is the 5-step look bad? It kind of is. Yeah, I know. I don't like it. I don't. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Um, I'll do some of these along the side, and I think I'm gonna stack them just like that. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Uh, I think the windows there are gonna be, yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm high key doing these in the wrong color. Let me fix all that. Okay. So I did a little bit of working, a little bit of off and around, right? Let me turn on full bright. Uh I put out these little pillars and put in some window spots. Um Put in stairwells and cabinets for little bits of storage and texture split ups, right? Little bit of element of surprise in there. I need to pick a door. Um I want a door that looks cool, I guess. Unique. Folding door, probably not. Probably something that they know how to use. I think I'm gonna stick with the spruce door. Honestly, it's such a for me it's such a classic. It's such a like a strong looking, uh, you know, door. It always does. It makes me smile, right? Um, but yeah, these are just what I put in the front. This isn't all of it. Um, I do have more to place. Have actually I should probably do the pillars on all sides. Huh? What do we think about that? Maybe making some normal decisions for a change. Right? And let me throw these on. Because that's this right here. I believe I normally go like that. But I'm kind of weird. I make my corners bizarre. Shit's about to get scary. Bizarre. Guess who's back? Straight out the gutter. What the hell? Okay. How about okay, well I think I'm missing something here. That I'm looking at it like this and it's looking at me like Dustin in season 1. Sorry to do you like that. Yeah, no, hold on. That clip where is Gaten, I think's his name. Dustin from Stranger Things. The clip of him reacting or like making note of the like leather chair meme that people used to post back when that shit first came out. Nah. He is the funniest motherfucker ever for acknowledging that it exists. Because like, dude, the fact that he's like he's like striking resemblance. I'm like, what the fuck? No. Uh they're such a good group. I think they did a great job on that show. The ending is not their fault, but they also said, "Oh, it's not really fully written yet." So that's like, well, okay. I'm not that surprised now. But it's okay. I'm glad I liked what I saw. I'm gonna be honest. I liked what I saw. Does this go up or do I lay one across maybe? I think it's probably going to go up there. This is probably going to look a little silly, but I'm going to try it, I guess. Okay. Then do I stack there? No, I don't think I do. I think I make them go like this. Yeah. It's a little crazy, I think, but stop me. Do I like this there? Do I like it? I don't know. I really don't know if I do. Oh, you know what? No. Because that... Does it become that? It does. No, it does. So, okay. All right. Get rid of these. Replace them with this. Right? Oh, hello. I thought that was a crash. I thought that one was rough. I don't lag that hard very often, but when I do, it scares the shit out of me. My heart sinks so fast the longer it takes. It's like, oh, every second it like the anxiety increases. So then I toss these out, and that yes. Yeah. And what's cool about this too is we do get to make a really expensive, I say expensive, a really like semi-costly build uh and kind of mass produce it with the schematic cannon. Uh you do almost assembly line it, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing. It kind of looks cool. It's got its own like uh I don't know. It has. I guess it has its bonuses as the builder, as someone who's trying to make this village idea functional. It's useful, but that's also like that's why fucking landlords like making a giant village in the middle of fucking you know bumfuck nowhere, New England, and decide yes, let's take this huge plot of land, let's make a gigantic dead end cul-de-sac and build a bunch of unaffordable housing there. But also, let's make sure we put them somewhere so insanely fucked up that they need fucking radon filters in the basement so that the kids don't get fucking brain cancer. Jesus, goddamn, why is this America? I hate auto malls. That was unrelated, but I felt like it needed to be said. Okay. We're gonna go like this, I think. Oh, one more. You're getting one big ass window in the middles. Okay, right? Uh, is it like that? Whoops. Okay, that feels about right. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Okay. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. So that's that, right? Good. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good. Good. Great. Great, great, great. Everything's all right. Now I gotta put on the siding of the roofing because it does need to be normal. I do also need my alternate because I'm not going to be using spruce on the roof. I don't think. Ooh, whoops. Roof's gonna get one of these going down on both ends. How are we doing on episode time? 25 minutes? Good. Because this is only, remember, this is just the house part of the build here. So let us not forget that I have to move this whole thing, huh? Well, that's on me, I guess. It was an attempt. It was just an attempt. Oh, fuck. I'm making things so much worse. Okay. Oh, God. Aren't I just terrible? Aren't I just the fucking worst? Pew! Okay. Let me take a second. Okay, we're so back. Hole filled. And now we're doing roof time, okay? Think because this is going up a block, I do get to pillar these up one. Take this, and I do have to spam wood down the length because I can't not do that. I would get in trouble. Let me cough. We're good. One coughing fit later. Connect these. I don't think I'm gonna take them down an extra block. I think they're fine right where they are. Maybe upside down? No, probably not. Well, that actually I don't mind now, because it does still need that, I guess, that shaping, that depth that it gets from having that there. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me fucking pay attention. Dude, I ADHD out so hard all the time. Holy fuck. Pick a fucking task and do it, man. Shit. Ugh. Someone needs to spit at me. Fuck. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, well that's got to go out. Let's get slab. We're gonna need the stone brick slab, I think. Yeah. The roof in here is already insanely high. Does not need to be any higher. Okay. Is that it on both sides already? Am I just, okay. I guess I just time skipped in my head. Didn't feel like I did that already, but whatever. Hey, if you say so, man. Oh, what am I doing? I'm doing this fucking wrong. God damn it. Hold on. Okay, so I fixed it. Now, let's get this roof hole filled in. Because, geez Louise, am I screwing it up? Am I fucking it up big time? So, because I want you guys to see here, and I've already done it a few times, I'm going to make the little thing one more time. I've already made it a couple of times, as you could already tell. But, oops, I'm actually doing it wrong. I'm just wanting to let you guys at least see the build one time so you can see what the hell it is I'm doing. At least for the greenhouses. It's kind of hard to make greenhouses look good, but I am using the most efficient space per water block, water source farm. So this is supposed to be a pretty good amount of food, at least between, you know, this going 4 times. There's 4 of these for the village feeding, you know, feeder people, the farmers. But should be a-okay. Should be fun. Should be interesting, right? Right? 'cause right? So that's that. And I think, because my inventory is a little spammed, let's put on a glass door, because they exist. How hard are they to get? Framed glass door. It is a door and a thing. Glass door. Look at that, huh? That's perfect. Oh, villagers know how to use that, because that looks cool as hell. And I like it. Okay, that's that. And is there a light block that I should put in the top here? Probably. I'm going to probably say yeah, maybe. What do I need to make a panic button? That's pretty expensive. I don't like that. I wanted some sort of power source that was going to, that could permanently leave it. Oh, well, actually, I could use daylight sensors and make it so that they only turn on at night. So, okay, we'll get lamp. Redstone lamp. Because I definitely have the stuff for this. No reason to act like I don't. Right? Just like that. And then we go and get daylight sensor. Make it so that it triggers at night. So now it's a nightlight sensor. And it's funny, more like it's like a lack thereof light sensor. Okay, so that will be their lighting. Let's take a look at it at night. And we'll shut that off. You know, all things considered, that could be worse. That could definitely be worse. No, let me. I like it actually. I am quite fond of it. Let me light up, because I don't want any of the night fascists to spawn and try and, you know, wreak havoc on the town, because that's what they like to do out here. And then, did I put them on the inside corners here? I did not. I just put them on the outside corners. It's fine by me. Does this need light up here? I don't think it does. It's not like anything's spawning in there. Okay, I think that's going to be it for this part right here. I think I've also finished decorating the inside. I'm going for just a couple of like little potted plants around, and I also left them empty because I want to let people to be able to, I guess we'll decide them when the time comes when we want to fill them with what kind of flowers, what kind of plants, what color variation we want. Just put them in here. I also added support beams in the corners just to add some, I guess, depth. More, it feels more surrounded and closer. So, you know, I like them. I put them up and I was happy with them. So I think I'm gonna keep them. I tried everywhere there's cabinets right now. I tried putting chests. I just didn't like it. It didn't suit the vibe, I think. Even the default chests that are here are still kind of pushing it for me. I was looking at barrels, but the only downside with barrels is the fisherman's job. We need to avoid that from happening, so barrels are unfortunately kicked from the list. But even then, I still think that it's not much, but I like it. I like what's going on here. I think it looks pretty good. And I think it's about time to strip it into a schematic and see how it do in the schematic cannon. Out here, I added some fences just to keep, I guess, the bastards contained. I don't want to let them out and get them start feasting on each other. I added the workstations and I added some hay bales just for some special little world building. Okay, schematic and quill. Bam. Bam. Now let's take a look. Let's make sure that's got everything we need. It's only missing 2 blocks, by the way. It's these 2 in here. These are the only 2 on the floor that are missing from this scan. And I think this should be good. Uh, farmer house, I think. So there's that, right? And now let's just pretend, right, that I wanted to place that, right? I'd get an empty schematic. I'd go over to one of these. Do I open folder? Oh God, I really hope not. Oh no, you don't. You just scroll. That's nice. Huh? Look at that. So here I have all my files. Obviously my test files that I did. And wow, so I can just farmer house and then plus wow, this one's beefy, huh? He does not like that one. So let's take a look. So if I click it, wow. So I just placed the whole bitch in, huh? God damn. That's crazy. And it remembers does it remember all the angles? It does. It remembers everything. Wow. Okay. These are night even. It remembered that. That's fucking crazy. So now I guess that means that I have this copied. So probably not in our next episode, but eventually we're gonna be able to come in here, not in here, in our main world, uh, take our schematic and make some fucking magic with them. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that cool? Uh, maybe in the next episode we'll build something else, or maybe make more of these. I don't know. If you guys like seeing more of this creative building stuff, let me know. I'm glad this how with how this came out. It's not perfect, of course. These. In fact, I actually didn't even put the seed in any of these, which is kind of funny. Uh, but also I imagine I was going to be planting that myself because I don't have very much. So I guess having it planted with the schematic cannon may just be a little overkill. But yeah, that's it for now. It's been fun. It's been real. Don't be weird, guys. Don't touch yourself. It's a sin. Be good. Be safe. Take care. Have a great rest of your night.